Frank Fritz is one of the familiar faces of the hit TV show American Pickers, where he and his partner Mike Wolf hunt for valuable antiques. But few people know that behind the antiques is a story full of ups and downs about Frank's career, personal life, and the challenges he has faced. Have you ever wondered what the life of an antique collector is like outside of filming hours? Follow us to discover this interesting person. Early life and family. Frank Fritz, born on October 11, 1963, in Davenport, Iowa, USA, had a difficult childhood. His father, Charles Fritz, worked in construction and was a hard worker. Frank's mother, June Fritz, was an office worker, and their family had no particular background in art or creative endeavors. Despite living in a normal family, Frank faced several challenges in his early years, especially financially. Frank's family was not very wealthy, and as a child, he witnessed his parents working hard to make ends meet. However, this did not diminish Frank's creativity and adaptability. His lack of material things was what sparked his passion for antiques, which would later become his career. From a very young age, Frank showed a great love for collecting things, not for show or just for fun, but for finding hidden values in them. He did not have the opportunity to own many new items, but finding old ones, filled with their history and stories, became an endless joy. It was also during these years that Frank began to discover that his passion could help him make a living, at least from a side job. During his time at Davenport High School, he participated in many extracurricular activities and worked to help support his family. One of his first jobs was delivering newspapers every morning, where he had the opportunity to wander through neighborhoods and houses, sometimes finding old items forgotten in backyards or secondhand stores. This job helped Frank develop the ability to recognize valuable items, which also created a habit of searching for and collecting items that could be valuable in the future. One of the interesting things he remembers is going through secondhand stores, where there are many old items. He found items that were worthless to many people, but to him had historical value, such as an antique watch or a collection of old stamps. Gradually, the items that Frank collected from his morning paper routes or wandering through flea markets became more than just a hobby, but an indispensable part of his life. This helped him begin to realize that collecting objects was not only a personal pleasure, but also a way to connect with the past. And more than that, it could help him make money in the future. Although he did not have a clear career plan, his passion for antiques and collecting was a solid foundation for him to take the first steps in his challenging journey later on. The big turning point came when he graduated from high school and decided not to continue his university studies, but instead pursued his passion, collecting antiques. Although he did not have a formal art education, Frank Fritz learned by himself through practical experiences and interacting with other collectors. It was those days that shaped his later career when he started selling the antiques he found, and at the same time, he learned and developed the skills to evaluate the value of rare items. These first steps were not easy, but it was the time for him to truly understand that his passion for collecting could be a long-term career and would be an endless source of inspiration for future projects. With his relentless efforts and perseverance, Frank Fritz has gradually built a name for himself in the world of antiques. His collecting career has not only helped him discover and own valuable items, but also inspired many others to love and learn about antiques. Career path. It's strange, but Frank Fritz didn't start his career in an antiques-related job, but in jobs that weren't directly related to his future passion. After graduating from high school, he didn't go to college, instead finding different jobs to make a living. One of Frank's first jobs was as an electrician, a profession that required dexterity and the ability to work with tools. During his time as an electrician, he picked up many important skills, including attention to detail and observation. While this job wasn't his passion, it gave him an overview of jobs that required precision and patience, qualities he would later need in his pursuit of his passion for antiques. In addition to his work as an electrician, Frank also held several other jobs, including sales. As a good communicator and quick to recognize the needs of customers, he gradually developed the ability to persuade and build long-term relationships with customers. These jobs helped Frank better understand the value of patience and the ability to recognize opportunities in each situation. Although he started with jobs not directly related to antiques, Frank Fritz nurtured a passion for collecting objects from an early age. Initially, he only collected simple items in his spare time, mainly antiques found in second-hand stores or at auctions. After a while, his passion developed into a serious business. At first, Frank did not have a formal antique shop, but only made small purchases and sales of antiques through fairs and auctions. He began to become a professional antique collector while learning from experienced people in the field. This job not only brought him financial satisfaction, but also spiritual satisfaction, as he felt like he was part of a world with depth, where each antique had its own story. Frank Fritz also built his network of contacts with people in the industry, from antique collectors to antique shop owners. It was his patience and skill in discovering valuable items that helped him build a reputation in the collecting world. Despite his success in his career as an antique collector, the biggest turning point in Frank Fritz's life came when he joined the famous TV show American Pickers. Here, let's see how this show changed his life. Success and popularity. Since its debut in 2010 on the History Channel, American Pickers has become one of the most popular television shows and a huge phenomenon in the entertainment industry. The show has attracted millions of viewers thanks to its great combination of antique, discovery, and unique stories told through the items that Frank Fritz and Mike Wolf find. The unique and creative nature of the show has helped American Pickers attract not only antique lovers, but also viewers who have never had a particular interest in collecting. What makes American Pickers special is that it is not just a TV show, but also a journey to discover the history, culture, and value behind each antique. Frank and Mike's travels have become a form of living history, with each item they collect having an interesting story attached to it. Whether it's about the previous owners, a particular historical period, or an important event, viewers not only find joy in seeing the found objects, but also in hearing the stories behind them and how they help recreate a part of the past. The show has not only helped many people explore the world of antiques, but also expanded their knowledge of heritage and history through items, especially those in everyday life, that might otherwise go unnoticed. Although the items found vary in value, each item has its meaning and becomes an important part of the story the show wants to tell. American Pickers has contributed to creating a strong interest in antique and vintage collecting. Before the show aired, many people did not know that antique collecting was a profitable and interesting profession. After the show became successful, it helped many people understand that antique collecting is not only a hobby, but also a potential career. Many people went to antique stores and participated in auctions, looking for unique items like Frank and Mike did on the show. The popularity of the show also promoted the creation of television programs and events about antiques, creating a wave of passion for collecting among the public. History lovers also began to learn about the past through antiques, expanding their knowledge and understanding of bygone eras. The success of American Pickers also encouraged many new collectors to start looking for antiques, whether they were amateurs or those who had been passionate about collecting for a long time. For collectors, this program has helped change the way they view the industry, from a small retail market to a large and vibrant community. Over the years of participating in American Pickers, Frank Fritz has had the opportunity to collect thousands of antiques, each with its own story and value. One of the most notable items that Frank has found is a classic car from the 1920s. This car not only has financial value, but also has an interesting story about its previous owner and the days gone by. When Frank brought this car back, it was not just an antique, but a piece in the story of the people who lived during that time. Another item that Frank has collected is antique clocks, especially 19th century table clocks. These clocks are not only valuable for their aesthetic value, but also as valuable and historical assets for their owners. Frank has been very successful in finding such valuable items, turning them from discarded items into treasures found from the past. Frank Fritz has also collected many wartime machines, especially those from World War II, such as military machinery, war tools, and related items. These items are not only valuable in terms of material value, but also contain a lot of historical value, providing insight into the lives of soldiers and the fierce war period. In addition, the show also saw Frank find items related to the industry, such as old machinery, working tools from the last century, or items that bear the mark of a period of strong economic development. These items, when found and restored by Frank, have created great interest from collectors and historians, helping them understand more about life and the economy in the past. Each item that Frank collects has its own story, and the show has succeeded in telling these stories to viewers, creating an irresistible appeal. The show, American Pickers, is not simply a show about finding antiques, but also a journey to explore the past through iconic items. Despite his reputation as one of the most recognizable faces on American Pickers, Frank Fritz's personal life is not well known. Fortunately, I know some of it, and now it's time to share it with you. Personal life and challenges. Frank has shared that he has no family of his own and has never married, which may partly reflect his choice to live independently. However, despite not having a family, Frank has always maintained close relationships with friends and associates. His long-standing partnership with Mike Wolf is a testament to their closeness and respect in the workplace. The two have had a friendship that has lasted for many years and have been great partners in their quest to find antiques across the United States. In addition to Mike, Frank has close friends in the collector industry and antiques communities. These relationships not only help him maintain his work, but also assist him in auctions, searching for rare items, as well as sharing stories and experiences in the profession. These friends are a great source of encouragement for Frank to overcome many difficulties in life. Throughout his life, Frank Fritz has faced many health struggles. One of the most prominent problems was obesity, which greatly affected his health and daily life. Although Frank has always loved collecting and searching for antiques, this job requires him to move a lot, sometimes on long and difficult trips, which makes his health problems even more serious. Frank has also shared about other health-related problems, such as high blood pressure and cardiovascular problems. These have become a major concern in recent years. The change in diet and unhealthy lifestyle has led to many health problems, forcing Frank to pay more attention to taking care of himself. In recent years, he has been hospitalized and needed to rest to recover, forcing him to temporarily leave the American Pickers program for a while. In addition to physical problems, Frank has also shared that he has faced mental stress due to work and challenges in his personal life. Long trips, pressure from work, and fatigue from working with a tight schedule have affected his psychology. Sometimes, these problems make him feel exhausted and have to take a break from work to focus on adjusting his personal life. It is these challenges that made Frank decide to withdraw from American Pickers for a while to have time for himself, take care of his health, and recharge. Despite facing health challenges, Frank still maintains a simple and healthy lifestyle. He does not seek the glitz of celebrity life, but instead chooses a peaceful life and is immersed in nature. Frank loves collecting antiques and considers it not only a profession, but also a true passion. On his days off, he often spends time visiting different areas, meeting antique shop owners and searching for valuable items. For Frank, this job is not only about collecting objects, but also a way to connect with the history and interesting stories behind each item. Besides, Frank also has a special love for animals, especially dogs. They are not only his companions, but also help him reduce stress and bring joy in difficult times. Those who know Frank say that he loves his dogs very much and always considers them as family members. Although American Pickers is a successful show, this job is not without its difficulties. The long trips and intense auctions sometimes put a lot of pressure on Frank. In addition, maintaining such a continuous job made him feel tired and stressed, leading to difficulties in maintaining a balance between work and personal life. Sometimes, the pressure from work and stress in life made Frank decide to take a break from work and temporarily leave the program American Pickers. This was not an easy decision, but Frank understood that health and peace of mind are the most important things. Therefore, he took time to rest, recover, and focus on more important things in life. In addition to work and health, Frank also faced personal problems in life, including difficult mental periods when facing life changes. However, he always tried to overcome and learn to face these challenges with resilience and optimism. Those difficulties not only made him more mature, but also created valuable lessons about life and coping with difficulties. Leaving American Pickers. Frank Fritz left American Pickers in 2020, and this event caused a lot of surprise and regret for the fans of the show. His absence left a big gap in the show's crew, especially with the close cooperation between Frank and Mike Wolf. This event not only attracted attention in the media, but also made the audience curious about the reason and Frank's health condition. Throughout his years with American Pickers, Frank has always been an indispensable part of the show, especially with his humorous, approachable personality and deep knowledge of the antiques he owns. However, some long-term health problems have forced Frank to temporarily leave this beloved job. Frank Fritz faced some serious health difficulties during his time on the show. In 2020, he shared that his health was in serious trouble, especially related to obesity and cardiovascular problems. These problems made him feel tired, short of breath, and unable to continue working effectively. Frank also shared that the constant travel on antique hunting trips and working in harsh conditions had added to his health problems. In addition, Frank had to undergo serious back surgery, an operation that required a long time to recover from. The reason was due to the persistent back pain he experienced throughout his work. Poor health and physical problems made it impossible for Frank to continue participating in the antique hunting trips he loved, so he had to temporarily leave the show to focus on treatment. During Frank's absence, American Pickers continued, but without his presence, the audience felt that the show was missing an important element. Mike Wolf, Frank's close friend and longtime partner, also shared that he missed Frank's presence and wished him a quick recovery to return. Mike always expressed his support and encouragement for Frank during the difficult times. The two have been together for many years, and their partnership has become a symbol of good cooperation and deep friendship. Not only are they work partners, but Mike Wolf and Frank Fritz are also close friends in real life. They have shared memories since the beginning of the American Pickers show, and their relationship has developed into a long-term friendship. While Mike continues his work of collecting antiques with other partners, Frank has spent time treating and recovering. Since leaving the show, Frank Fritz has not shared much about his future, but he has expressed his desire to return when his health is more stable. However, recovering from surgery and health treatment takes a long time, and Frank's return to the show is not something that can happen immediately. Viewers and fans of the show are hoping that Frank will return when he feels healthy enough and ready to continue his favorite antique collecting job. Both Mike and Frank believe that the show would not be complete without either of them. Their close relationship has become an indispensable part of the American Pickers show, and when one of them is absent, it will not be the same. However, fans still believe that with their deep friendship and mutual support, Frank will soon return and continue his exciting collecting trips. In addition to the TV show, Frank's health has also affected his personal life. Frank had to change his lifestyle and eating habits to control his weight and improve his health. This was a difficult and long-term process, but with the encouragement of his family, friends, and audience, Frank gradually faced and overcame the challenges. Many people wonder if Frank Fritz will return to the TV show or has any new projects to look forward to. The answer is no. Death. On September 30th, 2024, Frank Fritz, best known as one of the hosts of American Pickers, passed away at the age of 60. The news of his passing was a shock to his family, friends, colleagues, and millions of fans of the show. His friend and co-host Mike Wolf shared the news on Instagram the following day. The cause of death was not disclosed. It is with great sadness that I share with everyone that Frank passed away last night, he wrote. Frank's passing is not only a great loss to the television industry, but also a deep sadness for those who loved him, especially Mike Wolf, Frank's longtime companion on American Pickers. The two had been together for many years and shared many memories from their collecting trips, looking for valuable antiques. Their relationship was more than just a working partnership. It was also a true friendship, with their close collaboration and mutual support throughout their television journey. Before his death, Frank Fritz had been struggling with serious health issues, including obesity, heart disease, and severe back problems. These difficulties had a major impact on his work, forcing him to temporarily leave American Pickers in recent years. Despite this, he always received support from fans and loved ones throughout the difficult time. Frank Fritz's death is not only the end of a popular television show, but also the loss of a kind-hearted man, passionate about collecting and living a simple life. He has left a lasting legacy in the hearts of antique lovers and those who love the stories that American Pickers brings. With Frank's passing, his fans and friends will forever remember the memorable moments he brought to the show. While his career on television is over, the legacy he left behind will forever be in the hearts of those who have watched American Pickers over the years. Frank Fritz left a great legacy in the hearts of American Pickers fans and antique lovers. How do you feel about his career and life? Share your thoughts and memories of your favorite show. Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. Would love to hear from you. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more interesting updates. Thank you, and see you in the next videos.